the more that you get curious about yourself, the more brutally honest you are with yourself on ways that you are showing up, ways that you are not showing up, the more that you will recognize that you are the driver. Hello and welcome to today's episode. I'm so excited you are here. Did you know you are an amazing manifester? Super amazing. Where you've gotten your life to up to today, you have manifested into reality. The good, the bad, and the indifferent. I know that oftentimes people don't like talking about manifesting in a negative way because you want to manifest all those amazing things, those things that make you feel good. But you also manifest the bad, the ugly, the unexplained, the untalked about, the negative experiences. And I want to flip it on its head today because all experiences are opportunities for you to grow. And when we look at manifesting from that perspective, that every experience that you experience is an opportunity for you to grow, we can actually celebrate that and we can raise our frequency and allow ourselves to attract more of what we want in our life versus less of what we don't want in our life. And so often there's this script, this saying, this voice, this frequency or this narrative that the collective consciousness normally plays into. And this is what happens in most people's brain is they focus on the things they don't want. The universe has no objection to hearing I don't want or I want. All it hears is this is my frequency. This is my energy. Please match my energy to this frequency because the universe doesn't delve into I don'ts and I wants. It's exchange. It's matter of fact energy. It's a matchmaker of frequency. And so when you start to recognize that your thoughts, your words, your deeds, your actions all hold a certain frequency. And if there is something you do not want in your life, you have to change your frequency. It's really that simple. But I know you're probably thinking like, Amy, I try not to be negative. I try not to say I don't want this or I can't have that or I should do this. I try not to do any of that, but I can't get out of it. I can't get out of that loop. Here's the suggestion that I have for you. Show up differently. Give yourself permission to pretend like you are someone completely different and show up like that person. So I know you have a family member or a friend or a coworker that you could pretend to be like for just a couple minutes. And usually you'll pick someone, this is what most people do, is they usually can pick out the annoying things that person does, right? Just because it might be funny or it annoys you. But oftentimes these are mirrors for us. These people that annoy us, these people, these characteristics, these behaviors that get under our skin are things that our conscious is telling us that we got to work on. And so pick someone that you actually really admire the way that they present themselves, the way that they talk, the way that they think, the way that they act, the way that they interact, and just pretend for just 1 minute or 2 minutes how that person would show up if they were wanting to manifest the things that you are wanting to manifest. What would they say? How would they act? what would they be doing that would assist them in raising their frequency to match that vibration? And then once you pretend to think or to just put yourself in that person's shoes that you admire, then give yourself permission to show up like that throughout the day. Now, here's the thing. I said show up like that. I didn't say pretend to be like them, but you can use that person as inspiration on how you will show up when you're getting nervous, when you're getting scared, when the old patterns show up and you're like all of a sudden saying negative things about yourself, or you're using words like I can't and I won't and it's impossible. Whatever the case is, stop, pause, catch yourself, and then ask yourself, what would the person that I'm inspired by do? And how would they reframe this? Because reframing is key. You can catch yourself in an act of doing something that goes against the very thing that you want to do. How you choose to react to that catch is totally up to you. You can catch yourself and react in a negative way where you're just going, oh my God, this again. Or you can go, oh, I'm doing it. Okay, let me reframe this. And when you give yourself permission to reframe this, how and what ways do you want to reframe it so that it serves your highest good, that it serves as an inspiration, that it assists you in shifting out of your frequency? Master your frequency, you master your life. Not that life is meant to be mastered, but you will hold the keys to the doors in which you are aligned to walk through by mastering your energy. The more that you get curious about yourself, the more brutally honest you are with yourself on ways that you are showing up, ways that you are not showing up, the more that you will recognize that you are the driver. You are capable of changing the course. You are capable of doing the things that you are meant to do, but you have to be inspired to take drastic, radical change, have drastic, radical honesty with yourself and do something about it. Keyword, do something about it, because you can be very aware of a behavior that doesn't serve you and not do anything about it, or you can be aware of a behavior that doesn't serve you and start doing something about it, even if it's tiny baby steps. I have had nerve issues for a very long time. And for me, terrified, like super terrified to work out for many years. Because anytime I would work out, I would be in massive flare up. So very, very scared of my own body, very, very scared of like the repercussions that if I work out, this is what's going to happen. And that's really nerve-wracking. And so I've had to find ways of being really honest with myself of, hey, I'm actually scared of my own body. I'm scared of injury. I'm scared of not being strong enough. This was a really big thing for me when I was pregnant, like not being strong enough to hold my baby after my daughter was born. And I had to do something about it. Like I had to make peace with the thoughts that were crippling me. I had to make peace with this was where my physical body was at. And I had to do the emotional work to heal my physical body in order to make changes. And it didn't happen overnight. I'm going to tell you that right now. It did not happen overnight. It happened with daily choices to make changes and to have a shift in my frequency and a shift in my relationship with myself, my words, my deeds, my thoughts, and my actions so that they could match the vibrancy of health and vibrancy in which I was seeking, in which I was wanting to embody. And so even if you feel like your progress is not good enough, if you keep at it and you keep at it and you are consistent with changing the frequency, changing your words, remapping your mind, you will make changes. It just takes time. Because remember, that ingrained thought or that ingrained belief didn't happen overnight. It totally did not happen overnight, and you could be dealing with a problem that was maybe years old, decades old, or lifetimes old. You have the space and the capacity to create the changes that are necessary for you to manifest the life that you truly want. It takes one breath at a time, and it takes constant redirecting. And I'm going to underline constant here. Constant redirecting, because sometimes we might have a behavior that's so ingrained into our ancestral belief system that you are so blinded to it. And so it will take a constant redirecting until it becomes natural. And it is okay if it is constant, because it will eventually become natural. And you deserve to have those changes. You deserve to be met with the frequencies in which you seek to have in your life. You have to raise your frequency in order to meet it though. And you are capable of doing that, my friend. What are you going to choose to do moving forward? And what small changes are you going to choose to make as daily habits and practices so that you can manifest the life that you truly want? Is there a friend that needs to hear this message today? Because if they are, and they're in need of it, please share this video with them or this podcast episode with them. I would love it if you do, because this is how we spread the word and create change as well, by inspiring others to take action and changes in their own life as well. Because each and every time we make our own changes in our own life, we create a ripple effect into our community, and our community creates a ripple effect into their community, and so on and so forth. And it's such a beautiful way of changing and raising the frequency of our planet. All right, my friends, please make sure you like and subscribe, share this with a friend, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.